If you've ever been gripped by that sudden, chilling wave deep in your bones, the kind that tightens your chest and screams that something is off, believe it. That feeling isn't just paranoia. I made the mistake of brushing it aside once, and it unraveled everything I thought I knew about my marriage. That night changed everything. It was the moment the threads of my carefully constructed world began to snap, one by one. And it all started with something so small. Her name was Clara. And what triggered it was a simple, uneasy request I made. "Would you mind staying in tonight?" I asked quietly, my voice tinged with an anxiety I couldn't place. She didn't even glance away from the mirror as she reapplied her lipstick. Just gave a dry, dismissive laugh, the same mocking chuckle she'd mastered over the years. "Oh, please, Marcus," she sighed, tone heavy with annoyance. "You're doing that thing again." She rolled her eyes, grabbed her purse, car keys already clenched tight, and brushed past me without a second thought. Outside, a car horn blared impatiently. Her perfume, floral and sharp, lingered behind her, like a ghost refusing to leave. She was out the door before I could get another word out. But this time, it felt different. Her usual hollow reassurances didn't quiet that gnawing in my chest. Something inside me coiled tight. A warning bell I could no longer ignore. This wasn't just another night with friends. It felt final. It felt like something was ending. Time dragged painfully. I tried everything to distract myself, doom scrolling, flipping through channels without watching, pacing back and forth like an animal in a cage. Midnight came. Then 1 a.m. Then 2. I finally sent a message. "Are you okay?" No response. My thoughts spun out of control. I replayed the last few months in my head. How often she came home late, how quickly she turned her phone screen away, the private jokes I was no longer part of. The unfamiliar scent of men's cologne clinging to her clothes. The way her eyes looked past me. Whenever I raised concerns, she'd brush me off. "You're imagining things. I need room to breathe. You're smothering me." And all I ever wanted was to hold on to the version of her I used to know, the one who used to feel close, not out of reach. By 3 a.m., something inside me snapped, not with fury, but with icy clarity. I got up, walked into the closet, and began gathering her things. Dresses, heels, scarves, every item, folded with care and placed neatly by the front door. Jewelry, too. It wasn't revenge. It was closure. For once, I wasn't pushing away my instincts. I was following them. Around 4, the front door creaked. She stumbled in, shoes in hand, giggling to herself. Her makeup was smeared, her hair a mess, clearly from wherever she'd just come from. And then she saw it, her belongings stacked by the entrance. Her laughter stopped cold. "Marcus, what is this?" she slurred, her voice shaking as the fog of the night began to lift. I met her eyes, calm and unwavering. "You're not staying here anymore. Not tonight. Not ever again." She stared at me like I'd slapped her. The apologies came quickly, messy and frantic. The bargaining. The begging. The same cycle I'd heard too many times before. But this time, I was done listening. I didn't yell. I didn't blame. I just said, "Call someone. Get a ride. You're leaving." She cried. Pleaded. Tried to pull me back in. But I was already gone, emotionally, long before she walked through that door. As dawn broke and the first light crept across the sky, I changed every lock in the house. I hadn't slept a minute, but for the first time in ages, I didn't feel tired. I felt free. Later that day, I filed the divorce papers. When the lawyer asked what I wanted in the settlement, I kept it simple. Give her what's fair, a place to live, a car, half the savings. That's fine with me. Because none of it held meaning anymore. I didn't want the house that had become a shrine to lies. I didn't want the vehicle that carried her into her secrets. I didn't care about the money. I just wanted out. At first, the silence left a void. The kind that echoed around every corner of the home we once shared. But over time, that silence stopped hurting. It started to heal. I began to sleep soundly. I picked up hobbies I'd abandoned. Reconnected with old friends. Walked without a destination just to feel something real again. I read novels collecting dust. Cooked for one and didn't mind the quiet. That quiet turned into peace. Months later, I bumped into an old mutual acquaintance. He casually mentioned he'd seen Clara clinging to some guy at a bar. He asked if I wanted the scoop. I just laughed and shook my head. "Doesn't matter," I said, smiling without effort. "She's not my problem anymore." And I meant it. That was the moment I knew I'd truly let go. Looking back, I wish I'd trusted my gut sooner. I wish I'd realized that walking away, when everything inside you says stay and fix it, can be the boldest move you ever make. That night, when I quietly asked her to stay, I wasn't really asking her. I was begging myself. Begging to stop drowning, to stop sacrificing pieces of who I was for someone who'd already emotionally checked out. So if that deep, gnawing feeling ever grabs you, don't ignore it. Don't wait for everything to fall apart. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is listen and leave. Because the night I let go was the night I finally began the life I was meant to live.